Hey, hi. So today we're going to have a look at Cucumber scenario outlines. We'll have a deep look into what it actually is, how do we use it, and why do we use it. So to save on typing time, I have actually written down the entire code beforehand. Right. I would be using the same project that we used in our previous video, that is Cucumber tags. So, and actually I have just added another feature to it and called it login data test. So the scenario that we would be testing today is a simple login wherein I want to log in with multiple user and password. Okay. So to implement this scenario, I'm using scenario outlines. So what exactly is scenario outline? To define it simply, scenario outline is like a template of a scenario. In other words, when I say a scenario outline, I mean, or rather, I want to communicate to Cucumber like these are the steps I want to run, but I want to run it multiple times using different data. Okay, and the syntax for that is like wherever you want your data to go, you would use these parentheses and put it inside inverted commas. Okay, so over here, my scenario consists of these steps, right? First, I'm considering that I'm going on to the login page, then I'm typing the username, then I'm typing the password, then I'm hitting on enter button, and then I'm finally verifying whether I've logged in or not. So I have actually not implemented these steps via Selenium. I'm just giving a simple system.out.println that will be sufficient for the purpose of this video. Like I said, scenario outline is a template of a scenario, right? So Cucumber would read these lines and actually, while execution, insert the data in everywhere where I say user and password and consider that as one scenario. So while execution, these would be executed as total one, two, three, four. Four scenarios because I have got four rows in my data table, right? So as this is pretty clear, this is a way of implementing data-driven testing in Cucumber. So this would be analogous to your at the rate data provider if you have used TestNG, or at the rate parameterized if you have used JUnit before, right? So that was about the feature file. So what changes do we have to make in our step definition? In our step definitions, the lines which are normal, right, the lines which do not have these kind of syntax to it would be same as it was before, and the lines which have these would have certain changes. Let's have a look into that. So as you can see, there are actually two changes to my regular syntax. That is actually because of the use of scenario outline, right? So if you compare this particular when to this particular then, you can see that in this then I do not have this string section, right? This string within parentheses. Okay, and this is because this particular function or this particular when corresponds to my login data tag, right? This corresponds to when he enters user ID as user. Okay, over here it signifies that this portion of my statement is a string variable, right? So whatever there is at this particular portion, I would get in my function as a string, or rather I will get in my method as a string argument, and we can use this string argument as we like. In this particular example, I'm just printing it out. If I'm writing an entire test case, I will use it to perform my test case, right? Similarly, the changes are same in my password section, my get password or enter password section. Okay, let's run this one and see how the output would look. So for that, I would be just running it through my runner. Okay, so over here I will just click on this and run. So we can see over here that four scenarios were executed from one scenario outline, right? And that was because I had, sorry, and that was because I had four rows to my examples. So every example became a scenario, or rather, I would say every example was used to create a scenario, right? Let's go back and have a closer look. And what else is there? Yeah, that's about it. And also, I've got my scenario name and scenario tag printed. This is because In my step definition, I have used the before hook, and over there I'm actually extracting the scenario object and using that to get the name of the scenario and get the scenario tags. Like, so there are other functions also available for the scenario object. You can have a look into them. Okay, and I would rather suggest that you do have a look into them and practice. Right. Okay, so actually that was all, and yeah, see you in the next video.